Hey guys! So I hope that you checked out the prompt, you checked out the outline, maybe you've come up with a few ideas already. This video is going to be about introduction paragraphs. It's going to have some reminders about what goes in an introduction paragraph and then a couple suggestions for the essay that you guys are working on right now. So I have an intro paragraph here that I just wrote as an example, and this was for our Gatsby essay. So the question was, how do money and social class affect one's dreams? So I'm going to break this down into three parts. The intro starts with a hook. Hooks, I know you guys have heard a lot of things about them over the years, like, oh, they can't start with a question, don't start with a quote. I'm hesitant to give definitive rules on it because it kind of just depends on what you're writing. Um, the important thing, though, is that you stay general enough so that you're not mentioning the book or the characters in it yet, but you're still saying something that relates to your topic. So I put here a high social class, a full bank account, and a vision of success may seem like the ways to achieve one's dream, but in the end, greed and single mindedness can take down even the wealthiest person's ambition. It kind of almost sounds like a thesis without mentioning the characters or the novel at all, which is one route you could go. It kind of just introduces a philosophical idea. um, okay, and then the next part of the intro is going to be context on the novel or whatever the text is that you're reading. So in this case, it's a novel, The Great Gatsby. So here, everything here I would categorize as context information. And you're writing context with the idea that your reader, which is me, has read the book. So you can say some things, like I'm going to mention the character Daisy without really introducing her. That's okay because my reader is somebody who's read the book. So the context says, in F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, I should probably say the novel. In F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel, The Great Gatsby, the main character, Jay Gatsby, is in pursuit of his own American dream. His ultimate goal is to win Daisy's heart, and to get there, he acquires as much wealth as possible. The parties he throws every weekend and the lifestyle he maintains in his mansion are all for Daisy. Okay, so all that context is plot related, but it's also plot material that matters to the prompt, right? So I'm talking about Gatsby's American Dream, talking about him acquiring wealth. He throws parties on the weekend, he has like a lavish lifestyle. It's all for Daisy. That is all plot information, but it's super relevant to the thesis. So then lastly, the thesis should come at the end of your intro, and I'm going to box off where the thesis for this one is. So it says, however, Jay Gatsby wants more than what is possible. His dream never becomes a reality despite his climb to the upper class and his excess of wealth. So the thesis has to be arguable. In a sense, for a literary analysis essay, it won't be the classic argumentative thesis, right? That you might have done freshman year. You're analyzing you're analyzing a book, so your argument is literary in nature. There are places where someone could disagree. Jay Gatsby wanting more than what is possible, and his dream never becomes a reality. I'm using strong language that someone might be able to say, well, he didn't want more than what's possible. It's just that he didn't get what he wanted. Or his dream, like he did reach it for a second. I could have used softer language, but I'm trying to make a bolder literary claim. All right, and then down here, I have some takeaways that I mentioned up above. So some information about hooks, stay general, don't mention the book or the author yet, but obviously be specific enough for your topic. So I wouldn't have started with like, isn't wealth and money cool? Or like, what do you think of dreams? I still kept it to the topic. Your context, that's where you give the title and the author of the book. You're given some plot details. For this essay, though, I mentioned right here, also include something about mental health or Holden's internal struggles in his coming of age experience, in addition to some plot points. So again, make sure you're keeping the context related to your thesis. And in the thesis, try and keep it at one sentence. I used a semicolon in mine though, so kind of cheated, but I couldn't help it. I needed to use it. And again, making sure it's a claim. So use language that is bold enough to be a literary argument. It should be the last sentence of your paragraph, and think of it as a roadmap to your essay. It should be clear where you're headed if I read your thesis. And then this is just a note about intros in general. So for this one, a 2 to 3 page paper, two is the assignment. Some of you may go to three, but you're looking at about 5 to 6 sentences. There is flexibility with that, but I would aim for that range. If your paper is longer, you'll have a longer one. If it's a 10-page paper, your intro paragraph is the whole page. And then if it's super short, so those of you taking the SATs at the start of your senior year, maybe those are so short. So your intro might be a couple sentences, like timed right. Think about those couple sentences. So your intro, the length of it will depend on the type of essay. And the first thing to go, if it's timed, is probably the hook, because you're under pressure. All right, I hope this helps, and I hope you guys are starting to write your essays today. Okay, email me if you have questions or comment in classroom, send me a message. I'm here. All right, bye guys.